Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. All right, today I'm going to explain the meanings of the Coptic Gospel of Thomas, one of the most oldest ancient Christian scriptures there is that could possibly date back to the time of Jesus himself. Let's go explain. These are the secret sayings which the living Jesus spoke and which Didymus Judas Thomas wrote down. Secret sayings. There are secret meanings in the words. So I'm going to explain some of these meanings to you. A lot of Gnostic scriptures all have deeper meanings and are also written in Apocrypha, which sort of means like hidden words. So bread can mean knowledge. Darkness, lack of good. Light means goodness from within. Kingdom means the mind. Stuff like this. Higher mind. And he said, whoever finds interpretations of these sayings will not experience death. Now, when you get to know this and what you find out what the ancient Christians believed and Gnostics believed, which were arguably the original Christians, they believed in reincarnation. So when you understand this, you realize you don't truly die. You're an eternal mind. You're an eternal soul. Jesus said, let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he'll become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he'll be astonished and he'll rule over the all. So when you start reading some of these words, they'll trouble you if you're a Christian. But you don't stop there. You keep going because it will leave you astonished. You're like, oh, wow. And then you'll rule over the shitty emotions that most people go through. And you'll rule over this idea of belief mind system, of this religion. You'll realize you've surpassed this. You're a superior mind. An eternal mind, an eternal soul. So you're able to rule over the shitty things of this world. Jesus said, if those who lead you say to you, see, the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom's inside of you and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you'll become known, and you'll realize that it is you who are the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty. Now, people are saying, oh, the kingdom of heaven's up in the sky. Well, they're going to say, if it's in the sky, the birds are going to get there before you. And if it's in the sea, the fish are going to get there before you. Rather, the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. So that means it's inside of you. Your higher mind, your eternal mind. Your mind is a treasure. And if you don't realize who you truly are, and you don't have a connection with yourself, you dwell in poverty, and you are that poverty. So you continue doing shitty things and having shitty experiences. So in order to truly have a higher mind and ascend, you've got to be positive and loving. A positive mind is a magnet for miracles. Jesus said, the old man in days will not hesitate to ask a small child 7 days old about the place of life, and he will live. For many who are first will become last, and they will become one and the same. Now, what this means is, wisdom and knowledge. You can be smarter than the person that's older than you, yet you're being younger through knowledge. Wisdom comes through trials and errors, from mistakes that you've learned from. With age. Knowledge means you know. Now, with the saying, the ones who will become first will become last and last will become first, that means in reincarnation sense, the ones who carry the light come back in order to wake the others up, so they may come to the kingdom to know themselves. Jesus said, recognize what is in your sight, and that which is hidden from you will become plain to you, for there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest. So, with this being said, what you see every day is what you become. Our ancestors knew this. But this also means is who you take into your life, the energy you're giving, the energy you're receiving, is what you manifest in life. So if you're doing positive things and have a positive mindset and always positive and loving, you're going to attract more positive, loving things in your life. But if you're nasty and hate yourself and hate others, you're going to attract nasty things in your life. So this being said, whatever is within you, you'll manifest. It doesn't remain hidden. The truth always comes out as well. Nothing remains hidden for long. It's like these scriptures here. They tried to burn them all. Now they've been found. They show a deeper meaning of our ancient history, especially Christianity. His disciples questioned him and said to him, "Do you want us to fast? How shall we pray? Shall we give alms? What diet shall we observe?" Jesus said, "Do not tell lies, and do not do what you hate, for all things are plain in the sight of heaven, for nothing hidden will not become manifest, and nothing covered will remain without being uncovered." So they're asking, "Oh, what should we do? Should we pray? Do we do this? What diet should I have to eat?" And he's telling them, don't do all the things that you hate. Otherwise, you're just doing this because you feel like you have to. Do it because you want to do it. So help others because you want to. Now, that being said, when he's talking about don't tell lies, it's because lies damages your soul, damages who you are. Do not do what you hate. If you continue doing what you hate, you're going to be depressed. Do what makes you feel good. You didn't come here to suffer. You come here to live the best human experience you can. Okay. Jesus said, "Blessed is the lion which becomes man when consumed by man, and cursed is the man whom the lion consumes, and the lion becomes man." Now, this being said, is you are what you eat. Now, it says here, cursed is the lion that eats the man, because our shitty emotions, that lion takes on. It becomes a man-eater. It's got a thirst for blood. Rather we eat the animal, sort of thing, we take its energy and it becomes a part of us. It gives us life, gives us energy. It's not what comes into your mouth, it's what comes out of it that really, really matters. So everything carries energy. We carry energy. And negative traits can pass on to others. Positive traits can pass on to others too. And he said, "The man is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea and drew it up from the sea for a small fish. Among them, the wise fisherman found a fine large fish. He threw all the small fish back into the sea and chose the large fish without difficulty. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear." So he's seen the bigger picture, the fisherman. All these little obstacles in life. He chose the bigger thing, his true goal, his true dream. He chose that. He didn't see all the petty things in life. He didn't get distracted by them. He's seen the large fish. He's seen his goal, the bigger picture. He achieved this. He didn't take more than what he needed, is also another meaning of this. So he gave it back to Mother Earth. Jesus said, "Now the soul went out, took a handful of seeds and scattered them. Some fell on the road. The birds came and gathered them up. Others fell on rock, did not take root in the soil, and did not produce ears. And others fell on thorns. They choked the seeds and worms ate them. And others fell on the good soil, and it produced good fruit. It bore 60 per measure and 120 per measure." Now this means when you're doing bad things and negative things, you're not passing off anything positive. So essentially you're passing off nasty fruit. But if you're doing positive things, you're passing off good fruit, good deeds, good knowledge, helping others. You're bearing what is good. You're passing off what is good. You're not passing off what is negative. Jesus said, "I have cast fire upon the world, and see, I am guarding it until it blazes." This means the material world, the corruption in it. Jesus is saying, means set fire to it, rule over it, discard it. It's shit. You don't want it. Rule over it. Find who you truly are. Not be lost in possessions. See the spiritual world. Be one with yourself. Be one with Mother Nature. Be one with the universe. Women be guardians of this planet. Not destroying it. Not lost in religion and money. Jesus said, "This heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. In the days when you consume what is dead, you made it what is alive. When you come to dwell in the light, what will you do? On the day you were one, you became two. But when you become two, what will you do?" This sort of means, what I just mentioned before, when the dead's not a dead and the living thing is alive, and what you consume is alive. So the energy of what you've just consumed gives you life. Everything is alive. Everything is energy in a sense. And what it mentions about this heaven will pass away, it will mention if it's man-made, it will fade away. It's an idea. Heaven is a mindset. And when you become two, what will you do? Connect two and one, mind and soul. You realize the two are the same, the eternal mind, eternal soul. When you connect the two and realize this flesh is just a vessel, you can use it constructively, but the real you is your higher mind, your eternal mind. You become two. So realize your soul is neither male or female. It's an eternal mind. You connect the two in one. The disciples said to Jesus, "We know that you will depart from us. Who is to be our leader?" Jesus said to them, "Wherever you are to go to James the righteous, for whose sake heaven and earth came into being." So what he was saying is, if you're lost and you need someone to go follow my brother, James. James is Jesus' brother. Some Christians did as well. Some followed James, some followed Mary Magdalene and Thomas. Thomas was also another one of Jesus' brother who was the author of this, who wrote this, could have wrote this. So that's why I'm saying go follow his family. He didn't go say follow all these other disciples, go follow the church, go follow his religion. So if you're lost, go that, because he was his brother. He knew him. Jesus said to his disciples, "Compare me to someone and tell me whom I am like." Simon Peter said to him, "You are like a righteous angel." Matthew said to him, "You are like a wise philosopher." Thomas said to him, "Master, my mouth is wholly incapable of saying whom you are like." Jesus said, "I am not your master because you have drunk. You have become intoxicated from the bubbling spring which I have measured out." And he took him and withdrew him and told him 3 things. When Thomas returned to his companions, they asked him, "What did Jesus say to you?" Thomas said to them, "If I tell you one of these things which he told me, you will pick up stones and throw them at me. A fire will come up out of those stones and burn you up." So what does it mean? The disciples barely knew Jesus. They just start following him. They thought he was there to go kill the Romans and bring about the end of the world. Jesus is saying, "No, I'm about peace and love." Jesus hated religion. He was against this shit. And when Jesus told his brother this, he said that you're a god. This God that you're worshipping is made up. If he went to his disciples and told them this would be seen as blasphemy, they would have picked up stones and thrown him. That's why he says, "You'll pick up stones and throw them at me." And fire will come out of those stones and consume you. So their hate will consume them. So they weren't able to comprehend. They were torn between their religious beliefs. Jesus was here to free them, free us of religion. Jesus said to them, "If you fast, you will give rise to sin for yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned. And if you give alms, you will do harm to your spirits. When you go into any land and walk about in the districts, if they receive you, eat what they will set before you, and heal the sick among them. For what goes into your mouth will not defile you, but that which issues from your mouth is that which will defile you." So it's not what you eat or anything like that. What you take in is what comes out of your mouth is what defiles you, what makes you do wrong, that causes you bad, makes you look bad. Now, talking about with the fast and the giving alms, giving money to the people. Don't just give it to everyone. Give it to ones that truly need it as well. But because you want to. If you're doing it because, I'm going to go to hell, if I don't do this, I have to do good, you're just doing damage to yourself. You're just causing psychological drama to yourself. Just because you truly want to, out of compassion and love. So, and if you fast, you're going without. You do it because you want to, for spiritual beliefs, not because a reward or punishment system. You do it to take care of your body. Out of compassion, because you realize everything is life, so you don't want to take a life away just to feed you, so you go without for a day or a bit. Compassion. And when he talks about if you're giving money to everyone, give it ones that deserve it. If someone goes, fuck you giving money, don't give them money. If they receive you and tell you, someone says, come to my place, like, I've got food, and they offer you food, say if you're a vegetarian, they offer you meat, go eat the meat. Offer what's set to them, then you go home, eat your vegetables. Jesus said, "When you see one who was not born of woman, prostrate yourselves on your faces and worship him. That one is your father." Now, this means if it didn't come out of woman, and this one is your Father, this means what wasn't born out of woman. The universe, living Father. It's alive, it's living, it's expanding, still creating. And saying if you've seen this come here in physical form, then that's who Father is. But saying this is not how it is, you know what I mean? So rather, worship the land around you that gives you life. The universe, the Mother Earth, the matter. Jesus said, men think perhaps that it is peace which I have come to cast upon the world. They do not that know it is dissension, which I have come to cast upon the earth. Fire, sword, and war. For there will be 5 in a house, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father against the son, and the son against the father. And they will stand solitary. So it's all about this. Did he come to bring peace to this material world? No, he didn't come. He got rid of it. The material world's full of war and swords and stuff like that. He's talking about a religion. The disciples are going to fuck up and mistake everything. That's why you got all these different religions. You got the Jewish, you got Christianity, all these different forms of Christianity, Catholic, Orthodox. Then you also have Muslims turning against each other over religion, over their beliefs. They could have been family, but because they got 2 different beliefs, they fight each other. Father and son fought each other over crap like that. So religion can divide. That's why instead they will stand solitary. They'll stand by themselves. They won't be able to see themselves through others. Jesus said, I shall give you what no eye has seen and what no ear has heard and what no hand has touched and what has never occurred to the human mind. So what he's talking about was no hand could touch. What cannot occur to the human mind is your eternal mind, your soul. So yourself, no eye can see what is within yourself. It's you that sees this. Your eyes don't physically see it out here. You have to go from there. It's in dream state, meditation. And what lies between this doesn't just occur to the human mind naturally. It's seat. It's something that you understand and learn. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us how our end will be. Jesus said, have you discovered then the beginning, that you look for the end? For where the beginning is, there the end will be. Blessed is he who will take his place in the beginning. He will know the end and will not experience death. So the disciples saying, when's the world's going to end? They're thinking that Jesus is here to end the world and bring forth God here and bring forth the apocalypse. But apocalypse really just means lifting off the veil. Now, Jesus is saying that doesn't matter. All that crap doesn't matter. Why are you looking for this answer? You don't know the beginning, how you know the end. When you find all that, then you will truly know. But when he's saying you'll not experience death, you're an eternal mind. Eternal soul, reincarnation. So that's what that sort of means. So death is just another state of being. Jesus said, blessed is he who came into being before he came into being. If you become my disciples and listen to my words, these stones will minister to you. For there are 5 trees for you in paradise which remain undisturbed, summer and winter, and whose leaves do not fall. Whoever becomes acquainted with them will not experience death. Your eternal mind, your soul, is not impacted by weather. It's not impacted by summer or winter. It remains undisturbed. Your physical body may be disturbed, but not your mind or soul. And once you realise this, you will not experience death. You don't fear death. You're all over it. It's just another state of being. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us what the kingdom of heaven is like. He said to them, it is like a mustard seed. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it falls on tilt soil, it produces a great plant and becomes a shelter for the birds of the sky. Being like a mustard seed, being within you, being eternal mind, your mind, whole body, the pineal gland. But the world tries to bury you. The world tries to bury you, but the world forgets you're a seed. And like that seed, you're going to grow. So you're going to grow to new heights. So whatever goes down must come up. So without those lows, the highs will be meaningless. So when you think you're in the shit bucket now, well, then you're about to go up and grow into a huge tree and outgrow everything and reach new heights. Mary said to Jesus, whom are your disciples like? He said, "They are like children who settled in a field which is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, 'Let us have back our field.' They will undress in their presence in order to let them have back their field and give it back to them. Therefore, I say, if the owner of a house knows that the thief is coming, he will begin his vigil before he comes and will not let him dig through into his house of his domain to carry away his goods. You then, be on your guard against the world. Arm yourself with great strength, lest the robbers find a way to come to you. For the difficulty which you expect will surely materialize. Let there be among you a man of understanding. When the grain ripened, he came quickly with his sickle in his hand and reaped it. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear." So this being said is, if you know who's going to come out after you and do damage to you, you're going to prepare. You know. You're not going to let them. And when he talks about the man sowing and reaping, what he's sowing is he's going from within himself and he's discovered. So now he's reaping his benefits from discovering himself, from knowing herself. The way this is sort of written back then, that's why it doesn't mention male and female, but it should be all mentioned together. The ways of ideals and writings of times and stuff like that. Jesus saw infants being suckled. He said to his disciples, "These infants will be all suckled are like those who will enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Shall we then as children enter the kingdom?" Jesus said to them, "When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one and the same, so that the male is not to be male nor the female female. And when you fashion eyes in the place of an eye, and the hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of a likeness, then you will enter the kingdom." All right. So it means finding your inner child. When we start off with like little Gnostics, how come, why? We ask questions. We want to know. People distract us with belief systems and mind, religion, Easter Bunny, Santa. When you make the inside like the outside, your inner mind, your outside mind, when you truly embrace who you truly are and you're reflecting goodness, the energy you're giving out is good, the energy you're receiving is good. And when you realise, when it mentions about the male and female, making the male so it's no longer male, or the female so it's no longer female, means your soul, your eternal mind, your eternal soul does not have a gender, but your energies that it carries on can affect your next sort of life, your energy, your masculine energy or your feminine energy. But this is, we are energy. But the soul does not carry a sex. And this is when you truly discover the kingdom. The kingdom is your mind. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Jesus said, "I shall choose you 1 out of 1,000, and 2 out of 10,000, and they shall stand as a single one." So he says, I'll choose 1 out of 1,000. The one mind who's unique out of those whole thousands. The 2 out of 10,000, 2 minds that are unique out of the whole group of people. The person who wants to be the individual that rules over the shitty things in this world. That embraces their humanity. And when they connect 2 and 1, that's when they stand as one. These the like-minded people who usher in this new world of love stand as one voice. Peace, love, and unity. Peace, love, and community. His disciples said to him, "Show us the place where ye are, since it is necessary for us to seek it." He said to them, "Whoever has ears, let him hear. There is a light within a man of light, and he lights up the whole world. If he does not shine, he is darkness." So they're trying to find where Jesus is. What place has he been to? Why is he like this? Why is he compassionate, loving? Why is he ruling above all these shitty things that other people are going through? Why isn't he like normal people of this planet? He went with them in. So we mentioned he carries the light. The person who carries light is light. He lights up the whole world. So the person that wants to do good, that truly loves himself and loves others, sees himself through others, lights up the world. I walk through the shops, I smile. Sometimes I see other people just smile. Otherwise I see people just grumpy because they're not really happy with their lives. So that's why they bring darkness. People that hate themselves bring darkness. And people that hate others bring darkness. Jesus said, "Love your brother like your soul. Guard him like the pupil of your eye." So love your brother like your own self. Love another human like your own self, like your own brother or sister. That's what this means. Oh, and guard them like the people of your eye means don't judge a book by its cover. So guard yourself against these negative thoughts. So you're protecting him from your own thoughts, pretty much. Or her. Jesus said, "You see the mote in your brother's eye, but you do not see the beam in your own eye. When you cast the beam out of your own eye, then you'll see clearly to cast the mote from your brother's eye." So you can judge someone else, but you can't really judge yourself. When you can truly see your own self, you won't need to judge someone else. You see yourself through others. When you're able to help yourself, you're truly able to help others. Jesus said, "If you do not fast as regards to the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father." So fasting from this world, fasting from the material world, fasting from your ideal belief system, letting go of belief systems that you don't need to hold on to no more, embracing your true higher mind, who you truly are, to transform yourself into the person who you need to be in this moment now, who you truly are, not who you think you are. And when you observe something as holy, then you realize that you are holy, that you carry the Father within you, the universe is within you, Mother Earth is within you. So it means if you're a son or daughter of this universe, you carry the same properties of it. Essentially, we all carry the connection to the source. We all do. Jesus said, "I took my place in the midst of the world, and I appeared to them in flesh. I found all of them intoxicated. I found none of them thirsty. And my soul became afflicted for the sons of men, because they are blind in their hearts and do not have sight. For empty they came into the world, and empty too they seek to leave the world. But for the moment they are intoxicated. When they shake off their wine, they will repent." So these people, they're just distracting themselves until they die. Woe is me, but they're not looking to help themselves, not truly seeking the answer of their true happiness. So they're intoxicated by their own guilt, their own hates. So once they shake it off, they apologise to themselves and apologise to others for their ill acts, what they've done. And they're blind to their actions while they're in this state of intoxication. Doesn't mean just from alcohol, but through their hate and misjudgment. And when you're talking about leaving in this world, it doesn't mean like they're seeking to leave this world with nothing. But I'm not talking about possessions. They're seeking to leave the world with nothing behind. No love, no good energy, no good traits. Nothing to benefit for the next life. The soul seeks expression. The soul seeks ascension. The soul seeks experience, love, ascension. Jesus said, "If the flesh came into being because of the spirit, it is a wonder. But if the spirit came into being because of the body, it is a wonder of wonders. Indeed, I am amazed at how this great wealth has made its home in this poverty." So it's saying about this poverty, this flesh. Our greatest treasure, our eternal mind, our eternal soul has made its home in this. And that's the treasure. So it's a wonder. It's beautiful that it's chosen to make its home within us, our eternal mind. Jesus said, "Where there are 3 gods, they are gods. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with him." So this means he's talking about wherever there are gods, they're gods. But where there are 2 or 1, I am with him, mind and soul. 2 and 1, connect 2 and 1. You are gods. We are all the gods. So saying wherever there is another God, there's another God. We're all gods. We're all creators and transformers. We create our lives that we can see the world in. We can shape our reality. That's why I'm saying, like, when you connect 2 and 1, it means you've unlocked it into Christ, your Christ consciousness. Christ is within you. Jesus said, "No prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those who know him." So this means that most people aren't accepted by ones that they sort of know. Once they turn around, they're used to their old behaviours and stuff. It's hard for other people to accept the new behaviour. A physician, doctor doesn't like healing people they know. They feel conflicted by it. Oh, they mess up. It's my friend's fate, my loved one's fate responsible. So it rarely happens. Jesus said, a city being built on a high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. So if you're high pride and ego and sort of stuff, it might not be able to fall, but you can't hide it. You can't hide your ego. It's out there and stuff, who you are. You can't hide who you are. But also being said, if you do build a castle up on a high mountain, you can't hide it. It's in plain sight. It's visible. What is hidden is your soul, your eternal mind. Jesus said, preach from your housetops that which you will hear in your ear, for no one lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel, nor does he put it in a hidden place, but rather he sets on the lampstand so that everyone who enters will see its light. So when you're carrying a torch, or you're lighting a candle, you're not going to put it in a place that you can't see. You're going to put it out in the open so you can see it. Otherwise it might go burn. So it's like being said, it's like your good deeds. People see them. You can't always go and hide them and all that sort of stuff, Like, you carry them. You can still be secretive and stuff and don't brag about it, it's fine. But when you do good, it's noticeable. But when you can do dark things, it's sometimes not, but it can be noticeable too, The light is truth. It brings us together. Darkness hides us, separates us. It's fear. Light is good. Jesus said, if a blind man leads a blind man, they will both fall into a pit. So if someone's got the wrong idea and leads someone else, they're both going to have the wrong idea. If you follow someone that's blinded by their hate and greed, you're going to be blinded by hate and greed. Jesus said, it is not possible for anyone to enter the house of a strong man and take it by force. Unless he binds his hands, then he will be able to ransack his house. So I was saying, you're not going to go take on someone that's stronger than you. You're not going to go get his goods from his house. You're going to have to tie him up. Pretty much to go into that person's house. So that's being said, it's telling that you could be so strong, but someone out there is always stronger than you. Someone that can work together, teamwork and stuff like that. You can work as a team to bring it over someone else. Oh, and also that also sort of means is like the actions, I'll just try and read this bit here. Jesus said, do not be concerned from morning until evening and from evening until morning about what you will wear. So don't be caught up with what you're just going to put on all day. Don't be caught in material possessions, because it doesn't really matter. Because who you are is what you truly wear. You carry your deeds. His disciples said, when will you become revealed to us? And when shall we see you? Jesus said, when you disrobe without being ashamed and take up your garments and place them under your feet like little children and tread on them, then will you see the Son of the Living One, and you will not be afraid. So pretty much what he's saying is, people put on personas and masks, not showing who they truly are. So when you trample on these limited beliefs and rule over them that you don't no longer need to hold on to and accept who you truly are, is when you truly ascend. And that's when you truly see the Son of the Living One. That's when you truly become the Son of the Living One, when you carry the Christ within yourself. And you will no longer be afraid of the shitty things in the world that you were once afraid of. Jesus said, many times have you desired to hear these words, which I am saying to you, and you have no one else to hear them from. There will be days when you will look for me and will not find me. So in other ways is people going off saying, they want to find the inner Christ within them. They want to find Jesus and stuff. They want to be close to him they can. But they're doing shitty things. They're not going to be able to find him. They're not going to be able to find the inner Christ, the Christ consciousness. They continue doing shitty things and be distracted. They're not going to find who they truly are. They're focusing on something they're not. Looking outside themselves, following others, doing wrong actions. Jesus said, the Pharisees and the scribes have taken the keys of knowledge, Gnosis, and hidden them. They themselves have not entered, nor have they allowed to enter those who wish to. You, however, be as wise as serpents, as innocent as doves. So what this pretty much means is, be innocent, but be smart. So serpents can be intelligent as well. Like you said, they can be nasty and sneaky. So be smarter than them, but be innocent. So be aware of what they do. Don't copy their deeds. The Pharisees were the preachers then, the Jewish elders. They were hiding knowledge and stuff from the people. They were hiding medicine. They were selling lucky charms. You had to be rich to afford other stuff. So they were a two-tier society, what people try to do now, authoritarian state. So rule over them, see what they do. Be innocent as a dove. Don't compare yourself to them. Don't do stuff that they do. Jesus said, a grapevine has been planted outside the Father, but being unsound, it will be pulled up by its roots and destroyed. So, planting something outside of yourself, it's not going to work. You're showing something that's not truly you. You're trying to put something inside of you that's not really you. A negative trait. It's going to be destroyed. It's not going to work for you. Be who you truly are. Be authentic. Jesus said, whoever has something in his hand will receive more, and whoever nothing will be deprived of even the little he has. So, that being said, if you have nothing within yourself, you can be deprived of it. You're not going to gain anything. But when you search inside yourself and you see who you truly are, and not searching outside yourself trying to be something you're not, that's when you truly ascend. You receive more because you're being authentic, not living a lie. Jesus said, become passers-by. His disciples said to him, who are you that you should say these things to us? Jesus said to them, you do not realize who I am from what I say to you, but you have become like the Jews, for they either love the tree and hate its fruit, or love the fruit and hate the tree. So Jesus is saying, don't let these shitty actions affect you. Be passers-by. Go past it. Watch it drift on by. Don't be caught up in these shitty events, these shitty belief systems and emotions. And he's talking about the fruit and trees. With the Jewish people, the Pharisees he's referring to, they talk about they love the good fruit, but they hate the tree. So they hate the tree that bears the good fruit. They hate Christ for their actions. So he's the tree and the fruit. He's the good tree and the good fruit, bearing good things and giving out good things. So they hate this. They want the good fruit, but they don't want to be the good person. They want to reap the benefits of others. Jesus said, whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven. Whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven either on earth or in heaven. Now the reason why is, they say this, you blaspheme against the Father, you're forgiven. Blaspheme against the Son, you're forgiven. So you blaspheme against yourself, forgive yourself. You've blasphemed against the universe, it's forgiven. But you blaspheme against the Mother, which is like Mother Earth, matter, liquid solids and gases, the whole fabrication that holds the universe together. So if you disown her, you won't be forgiven in a sense. So in a sense, you're separating a part of yourself. So this is what that sort of means. The Mother holds everything together. So without a matter, not even a God could exist, not even us. So to do evil things to the Mother Earth, destroy its water, you're not going to be forgiven. It's going to do catastrophic events to the planet. Jesus said, grapes are not harvested from thorns, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they do not produce fruit. A good man brings forth good fruit from his storehouse. An evil man brings forth evil things from his storehouse, which is within his heart. And he says evil things, for out of the abundance of his heart he brings forth evil things. So, it's what I'm saying, good fruit, doing good things. If you're doing bad things, you're not going to bear anything positive. So, it's within the heart. You bring good forth, you're going to receive good. But if you're bringing forth evil things that are impacted to you, you're going to receive bad things. Jesus said, among those born of woman, from Adam until John the Baptist, there was no one so superior to John the Baptist that his eyes should not be lowered before him. Yet I have said, whichever one of you comes to be a child will be acquainted with the kingdom and will become superior to John. So what this means is, once you truly know yourself and you go from within and you realize you are the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom is your mind, your higher mind, and you start doing good things and all this sort of stuff for your own reasons, without no personal reasons, and just doing it because you really want to, you enjoy it. It's when you become superior to John. John was the person that baptized Jesus. So together we can do superior things. When you find your inner child, who you truly are, your inner goodness. Jesus said, it is impossible for a man to mount 2 horses or to stretch 2 bows. It is impossible for a servant to serve 2 masters. Otherwise, he will honour the one and treat the other one contemptuously. No man drinks old wine and immediately desires to drink new wine, and the new wine is not poured into old wineskin, lest they burst, nor is old wine put into new wineskin, lest it spoil it. An old patch is not sewn into a new garment, because a tear would result. So what this sort of means is, it's impossible for you to be 2 people at once. Otherwise you're going to treat the other you disrespectfully. You're not going to find your true self. You're got 2 bosses. You're going to have one job you prefer over the other. You're going to have one commitment. And with the whole thing about new and old wine, it's with age and all that. You don't put something like a new patch. You don't sew a patch onto a new garment. Otherwise, a tear could result. So you don't immediately do it. You wait till it's already torn, then you try to fix it up. And you're with the wine skins and being spoiled with a new wine. It's like your body. You treat it like a tomb. So you treat it like a temple. Otherwise, you spoil your body. You're essentially spoiling a bit of your soul, your eternal mind. You're corrupting yourself. Jesus said, if the 2 make peace with each other in this one house, they will say to the mountain, move away, and it will move away. When people stop fighting each other, they can get past any obstacle. Working together is one of the greatest things that we can do. Peace, love, and unity. Peace, love, and community. When you truly know yourself, you can get past other obstacles that you used to be constantly fighting against. Jesus said, blessed are the solitary and the elect, for you will find the kingdom, for you are from it, and to it you will return. So essentially, we are from this kingdom. We are from a pleroma, that the connection of the source. We come from the source. So essentially, we brought forth this Big Bang as a collective state of minds. And in the sense of this, we want to reverse the Big Bang and reverse ourselves back to the source. So ascend, be one with the pleroma, one with the mother, father, one with matter, liquid, solids, and gases, one with energy itself. No longer needing a physical body, being pure conscious thought. Jesus said, if they say to you, where did you come from? Say to them, we came from the light, the place where the light came into being on its own accord and established itself and became manifest through their image. If they say to you, is it you? Say, we are its children, we are the elect of the living Father. If they ask you, what is the sign of your Father in you? Say to them, it is movement and repose. So this being said, we brought forth this Big Bang as a collective conscious mindset and all shared reality that we sort of all live. So we're all living amongst each other's lives. Essentially, we've been microorganisms that have evolved throughout these countless things ascending in life. We've been probably planets, anything, reincarnation, everything is entwined together. All life is sacred. All life comes from the source. Everything is entwined with the source. So what is the sign of this being within you? It's movement, evolution, and rest. Be able to rest, to work and rest, to feel the difference, to be able to feel, learn, love, express, see. So the Father, if we're the sons and daughters of this living universe, so we're the same properties of this living universe. We're the same properties of Mother Earth, since we come from it. We are all born on this planet. His disciples said to him, "When will the repose of the dead come about? And when will the new world come?" He said to them, "What you look forward to has already come, but you do not recognize it." So they're all looking for this new world and the end of the world. The apocalypse means lifting up the veil. The new world we bring forth it is already here. So what the old world, when it talks about the second coming is now. He didn't say Jesus come back, he says Christ is coming back. All of us as a collective consciousness becoming our inner Christ, our inner Buddha, Christ consciousness, higher thoughts. So that's why people don't recognize it. This is the new world. New generations bring it forth. His disciples said to him, 24 prophets spoke in Israel, and all of them spoke in you. He said to them, "You have omitted the one living in your presence, and you have spoken only of the dead." So he's talking about how all these people are speaking in his name. He's talking about all these other religions are going to speak upon his name. So he's saying, you're speaking about the dead me. This is after my time has come. The disciples are going to fuck it up. They're going to mix in other religions and faiths. His disciples said to him, "Is the circumcision beneficial or not?" He said to them, "If it were beneficial, the Father would beget them already, circumcised from their mother. Rather, the true circumcision in the Spirit has become completely profitable." So he's saying, does circumcision really matter? Jesus saying, why does it fucking matter? It doesn't matter. Saying if it was that important, we would already come out of our mother's womb already circumcised. But what rather means circumcision of the heart. So it means exploring the heart, cutting off the pieces of us that are dark and bad, letting go of limited beliefs we don't need to hold on to, the person we no longer need to be, embracing the person who we truly are, who we need to become. This is why it's profitable. Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven." So the poor, usually poor people are happier than a lot of rich. Rich people are always caught up in society, ego and hate and greed, selling weapons, shit like that. You know, the poor, usually loving, more compassionate to others. The richer you are, usually more greedy you become. But there's wealth the flesh can't touch. It's the kingdom of heaven. Jesus said, "Whoever does not hate his father and his mother cannot become a disciple to me, and whoever does not hate his brothers and sisters and take up his cross in my way will not be worthy of me." So what it means, he doesn't mean physically hate them. He means love their being, love their eternal mind, love their soul, but hate the actions they do. Doesn't mean agree with everything they do if you love them. It means you see past that. But you hate the sin, you hate the negative things they do, but you still love the eternal mind, the eternal soul. You love the connection to the source that they carry, that they are the source. So you see past that shit. Jesus said, "Whoever has come to understand the world has found only a corpse, and whoever found a corpse is superior to the world." So he's saying material world, useless, just dead bodies, useless. So when they discover that, they're superior to that. They're superior to the material world because they've embraced the spiritual realm, the spiritual world, their self, their connection to themselves, connection to the others, connection to the source, connection to this planet Earth, connection to the universe. Jesus said, "The kingdom of the Father is like a man who had good seed, and his enemy came by night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The man did not allow them to pull up the weeds. He said to them, 'I am afraid that you will go intending to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. For on the day of the harvest, the weeds will be plainly visible and they will be pulled up and burned.'" So when you're doing good things, you have other people that are doing all nasty things to you. You don't stop doing your good things. You keep doing your good things because eventually these nasty things of these people will vanish. They'll disappear. So don't let the world corrupt you. Rule over it. Jesus said, "Blessed is the man who has suffered and found life." Sometimes out of that suffering comes great joy. because you discover who you truly are. You realise you never truly lived. Now it's your time to live. Out of the darkness comes the light. So you carry the light. So blessed is that one who has suffered and has found his life, his true life, or her true life, who they truly are. Jesus said, "Take heed of the living one while you are alive, lest you die and seek to see him and be unable to do so." So it means seek your inner Christ while you're alive. If you're dead, you can't do this. Seek who you truly are while you're alive. If you're dead, you cannot do this. They saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb on his way to Judea. He said to his disciples, "That man is round about the lamb." They said to him, "So that he may kill and eat it." He said to them, "While it is alive, he will not eat it, but only when he has killed it and has become a corpse." They said to him, "He cannot do it, otherwise." He said to them, "You too, look for a place for yourselves within repose, lest you become a corpse and be eaten." So it's saying, look for a place of rest, look for a place within yourself, unless the world eats you. So when you pass away, that's when the world starts devouring you. Earth, worms. Now, they can't do this while you're alive. You're not going to be eaten alive. Not by the world itself. Like an animal, we don't just start chunking bites into it. Other animals have to, but we wait until it's passed on. Then we begin to eat it. Jesus said, "Two will rest on a bed, the one will die, and the other will live." Salome said, "Who are you, man, that you have come up on my couch and have eaten from my table?" Jesus said to her, "I am he who exists from the undivided. I was given some of the things of my Father." She said, "I am your disciple. Therefore I say, if he is destroyed, he will be filled with light. But if he is divided, he will be filled with darkness." All right. So with this one here, when one will die, one will live. Whether there's someone born, someone will die. Life, death, rebirth. When he talks about he exists from the undivided, he's not divided by himself. He's within himself. He's unified with himself, mind, body, and soul. And that's why it says, like, one that's filled with light will light the world. But if they're filled with darkness and hate, they'll just be divided. And they'll be filled with darkness. Jesus said, "It is those who are worthy of my mysteries that I tell my mysteries. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." So what this pretty much means is you're doing good things. You have dreams that you want to achieve. Don't go tell them the people that aren't worthy of that. They're going to wish you darkness and say, "Oh, fuck you, I don't want you to succeed," or "I'm jealous." So words have power. They're hoping that you fail. So don't tell them they're not worthy of it. So it means by your right and your left hand, don't go tell ones that are unworthy of it what it's going to do. And with Jesus saying the ones he's going to tell his mysteries to that will understand it are the ones that are worthy of him, the ones who understand that they carry the Christ within them, Son of Man is within them, achieve it for themselves, follow after him. Jesus said, "Thus there was a rich man who had much money. He said, I shall put my money to use that I may sow and reap, plant and fill my storehouses with produce, with the results that I shall lack nothing." Such were his intentions, but the same night he died. Let him who has ears to hear. So this man was with great pride. He thought he was going to have it all. But he couldn't. He passed away. Possessions are nothing. Material worth. There's flesh the wealth can't touch. So there's wealth the flesh can't touch. Jesus said, "A man has received visitors, and when he had prepared dinner, he sent his servant to invite the guest. He went to the first one and said to him, 'My master invites you.' He said, I have claims against some merchants. They are coming to me this evening. I must go and give them my orders. I asked to be excused from the dinner. He went to another and said to him, My master has invited you. He said to him, I have just bought a house, and I am required for the day. I shall not have any spare time. He went to another and said to him, My master invites you. He said to him, My friend is going to get married, and I am to prepare the banquet. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused from the dinner. He went to another and said to him, My master invites you. He said to him, I have just bought a farm, and am on my way to collect the rent. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused. The servant returned and said to his master, Those whom you have invited to dinner have asked to be excused. The master said to his servant, Go outside to the streets and bring back those who you happen to meet, so that they may dine. Businessmen and merchants will not enter the places of my father. So with this being said, he's inviting people to go eat with him, generosity or refusing. So they weren't worth his time. So it says, go seek out those who are. Feed the ones who need to be fed. The poor, the homeless. Help them out. And that's what I'm saying, pride and vanity. For the rich and pride and vanity, it's hard for them to find the kingdom of heaven, to find who they truly are, because they're caught up in material wealth outside of themselves. He said, There was a good man who owned a vineyard. He leased it to tenants, tenant farmers, so that they might work it and he might collect the produce from them. He sent his servant so that the tenants might give him the produce of the vineyard. They seized his servant and beat him, all but killing him. The servant went back and told his master. The master said perhaps he did not recognize them. He sent another servant. The tenants beat this one as well. Then the owner sent his son and said, Perhaps they will show respect to my son. Because the tenants knew that it was he who was the heir to the vineyard, they seized and killed him. Let him his ears hear to hear. Okay. So it's saying stubbornness. The first servant was bashed. He doubted. So he sent another. Again, he didn't get the money. The servant got bashed. So he thought he would send his son. He kept repeating the same mistake, so his son died. Repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. The definition of insanity. Break the cycle. Jesus said, Show me the stone which the builders have rejected, that the one is the cornerstone. Sorry, Jesus said, Show me the stone which the builders have rejected. That one is the cornerstone. So he's saying what these people rejected was actually the most precious one of all. So people reject things, not realizing they could be rejecting a great treasure. Don't judge a book by its cover. Jesus said, If the one who knows the all still feels a personal deficiency, he is completely deficient. So this person knows everything, still feels like he's lacking something. He's lacking something. They could be perfect, they think they're not perfect, so they're not. Trick of the mind. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Jesus said, Blessed are you when you are hated and persecuted. Wherever you have been persecuted, they will find no place. So that being said, these ones persecuting you, they will find no place of peace within themselves, because they're concentrated in hate on you. So blessed be you. Jesus said, Blessed are they who have been persecuted within themselves. It is they who have truly come to know the Father. Blessed are the hungry, for the belly of him who desires will be filled. So, blessed be all of you people that have struggled within yourself and have come out of this. People that are religious are scared to go to hell. Spiritual people have already gone to hell and back. So congratulations for getting out of bad states and finding who you truly are and ascending, progressing your life. So your true blessed nature will bring forth blessings that will be manifested by you. Jesus said, that which you have will save you if you bring it forth from yourselves. That which you do not have within you will kill you if you do not have it within you. So if you don't have the peace within you and you continue distracting yourself until you die, it's only going to kill you. It's not just physically but emotionally. So search from within and find your true happiness, who you truly are, as that is which will save you. Jesus said, I shall destroy this house and no one will be able to build it. It's missing. So, he means this body. He could destroy this body, no one else will be able to build this body. That's what he truly means. He could knock over this house, no one will be able to build it exactly the same. Things get lost to time. A man said to him, tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me. He said to him, O man, who has made me a divider? He turns to his disciples and said to them, I am not a divider, am I? So Jesus wasn't after dividing people. He wasn't out settling debates or anything like that. He was a unifier, telling you to unify it within yourself. Find your own divinity, your own unity. Jesus said, the harvest is great, but the labourers are few. Beseech the Lord, therefore, to send out labourers to the harvest. So he's saying that these deeds are great, but they're done by few. So beseech the Lord means ask the universe, ask the Mother Earth, bring forth new light worlds to help bring a greater harvest, to help harvest the goodness in this world, to help bring it forth. Harvest your good deeds. Your deeds speak through others. Sometimes you can be someone else's miracle. He said, O Lord, there are many around the drinking trough, but there is nothing in the cistern. So all these people are just blindly drinking, right, outside of themselves, taking in stuff that's outside of themselves, but there's nothing really inside of themselves. They're just doing forth negative things, intoxicated by the material world, but really there's nothing from within them. There's nothing really there. It's just possessions. Jesus said, many are standing at the door, but it is solitary. So it is the solitary who will enter the bridal chamber. The bridal chamber is also the mother. It's another reference of matter. So it means the ones who are connected to this planet, connected to the universe, the Mother Earth, connected to themselves, the ones who will truly enter into the kingdom, be one with the mother. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a merchant who had a consignment of merchandise and who discovered a pearl. That merchant was shrewd. He sold the merchandise and bought the pearl alone for himself. You too seek this unfailing, enduring treasure where no moth comes near to devour and no worm destroys. So the treasure being your mind, not your brain. Brain is material. Your eternal soul, your eternal mind. No moth can destroy that. No worm can eat that. You don't eat the body, the flesh, material. So that is the treasure, your mind. Okay. Jesus said, it is I who am the light which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. So energy is everywhere. Pick up a rock. Energy is there. Christ is also energy. I'm energy. You're energy. The trees are energy. Energy is all around of us. So Christ is within us all as well. Energy is within us all. The source is within us all. The connection to Mother Earth and the universe is within us all. DMT as well is within all living organisms on this planet. It's our connection what sees the visions. Jesus said, Why have you come out into the desert to see a reed shaken by the wind, and to see a man clothed in fine garments like your kings and your great men? Upon them are the fine garments, and they are unable to discern the truth. So with all these great possessions these people have, they still can't find the truth of who they truly are. They can't find the truth to life. What's the meaning of life? They're seeking outside themselves, caught in their belief mind systems. A woman from the crowd said to him, "Blessed are the womb which bore you and breasted which nourished you." He said to her, "Blessed are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days which you will say, Blessed are the womb which has not conceived and the breasts which have not given milk." So that being said, even women that can't give birth are still highly treasured, are still beautiful. They still carry the kingdom. They're still part of the source, that we're all connected. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all humans. So blessed are those who give life and those who can't. Jesus said, "He who has recognized the world has found the body, but he who has found the body is superior to the world." So it's the same thing with the corpse. You discover it's just a body, it's just a corpse. You discover this body is just a body. Essentially, you are the world, you are the universe, but you live in this world. So essentially, when you realize this is just a body, and your internal mind, eternal soul, you're all over the material world. Jesus said, "Let him who has grown rich be king, and let him who possesses power renounce it." So let whoever be rich, let him be rich. Let him, if he wants to be a king. But let those who have power renounce it, because that means sort of in a sense, once you've discovered your true inner power, you renounce the earthly power. You don't need it. It's not even real. What real power is lies from within. There'll always be another king. There'll always be another rich man. There will never be another you. We're all unique. Jesus said, "He who is near me is near the fire, and he who is far from me is far from the kingdom." So this being said, Christ is near you, Christ is within you. If you're seeking outside of yourself, you'll be further away from the kingdom. You'll be further away from your inner mind, your higher mind, your true self. Jesus said, "The images are manifest to man, but the light in them remains concealed in the image of the light of the Father. He will become manifest, but his image will remain concealed by his light." So the Father universe doesn't have a figure, it's just epic light. It's expanse, it's planets, it's everything, it's matter, all energy is all around us. You can't see this. It's something beyond, it's almost mystical, spiritual. So, this being said, it means what you really see is you see the light. You don't see the fabrication that holds it together. You see the image that you see. Jesus said, "When you see your likeness, you rejoice. But when you see your images which came into being before you, and which neither die nor become manifest, how much will you have to bear?" So when you see yourself an image, you can go rejoice. But when you see who you truly are, and you've seen the other lives that you've lived, something you have to bear. But this is also what ascends. We've lived many lives. We just get filtered out through things so the soul can ultimately experience again, and ultimately learn again. Otherwise, it's going to have all this information blocking its potential of learning. Jesus said, "Adam came into being from a great power and a great wealth. But he did not become worthy of you, for had he been worthy, he would not have experienced death." So that being said, he felt death, he experienced it. He was scared of it. Rather, if he knew it was just another state of being, reincarnation, he would roll over it. He wouldn't be scared. Don't fear the unknown. It's just another beginning, another door. Jesus said, "The foxes have their holes, and the birds have their nest, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head and rest. So he said, it means, what that actually means, it means we're not quite from here. We're sent here, pretty much. We come from the Pelora, we come from energy, the source, the fabrication of life that holds it together. We create the Big Bang, living this shared experience, in a sense. So we have to make things, we have to make beds, we have to create. We're like gods. We're not quite like the animals. We're a higher mind. We don't belong here with the rest of the animals, in a sense. We're meant to be the guardians of this planet, not the destroyers. Jesus said, wretched is the body that is dependent upon a body, and wretched is the soul that is dependent on these two. So of you, if you rely on the material body for your happiness, there's more to life than just physical things you can do. And if you're dependent on it, you're not going to find your true happiness. Jesus said, the angels and the prophets will come to you and give you those things you already have, and you too give them those things which you have, and say to yourselves, when will they come to take what is theirs? So as being said, the angels, higher beings evolved on a point of no longer needing a physical body. To think this form is the final form of evolution is laughable. Something beyond energy, pure conscious thought that can only be expressed through our human beings. So it's all about the angels. When we give something to them, when they're giving them offerings or relics, what truly belongs to them is each other. We all belong in each other's lives. We all belong to the source. Jesus said, why do you wash the outside of a cup? Do you not realize that he who made the inside is the same who made the outside? So that being said, is they're just when people wash the outside and sort of stuff, not cleansing the inside of themselves, not doing the spiritual cleansing, the spiritual healing yourself, taking time to yourself. Jesus said, come unto me, for my yoke is easy and my lordship is mild, and you will find repose for yourself. So he's saying he's not going to rule over you. He's saying for you to find your own inner Christ, your own inner self, your own connection to the source, you are divine. So he's saying you'll find rest within yourselves when you realise this. You are the all, you are the omega, you are the absolute. They said to him, tell us who you are so that we may believe in you. He said to them, you read the face of the sky and of the earth, but you have not recognized the one who is before you, and you do not know how to read this moment. So he's talking about they can't see him, how they're going to see themselves, how they're going to read this moment, how they're even going to know. They can't know themselves, how they're going to know someone else. To love yourself is a step to loving others. Jesus said, seek and you will find. Yet what you asked me about in former times, and which I did not tell you then, now I do desire to tell, but you do not inquire after it. So this being said, it means like, truth he wanted to tell people. They're too caught up in their minimal belief systems and egos and hate to really see the truth and actually inquire after it. They're too lost. They're distracting themselves. They're seeking their own divinity, who they truly are, their true humanity. Jesus said, do not give what is holy to dogs, lest they throw them on the dung heap. Do not throw the pearls to swine, lest they, it's missing it. Well, some of that chapter's actually in the Bible. This bit's just sort of falling apart. Don't give what's precious to swine. Don't give what's precious to people that don't deserve it. And it's saying, don't throw something precious in the shit. Don't mix with undesirable people. Do not let them corrupt you. Do not let the deeds of others affect you. Do not let the misdeeds of others affect you, I should say. Jesus said, he who seeks will find, and he who knocks will be let in. So that very much means who keeps seeking will eventually find. If you truly find what you're after, you accept it within yourself. That moment will be accepted to you. Will accept you within it. It's destiny. Destiny accepts you. So pretty much if you find, you found. Jesus said, if you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to one from who you will not get it back. So instead of going out lending out money at interest, trying to make money, give it to someone else that needs it, not for anything in return. Don't look for a reward for someone else. Don't expect things. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman. She took a little leaven, concealed it in some dough, and made it into large loaves. Let him who has ears hear to hear. Well, what that means is she's taken a little bit of her happiness, a little bit of heaven, and given it to others. So she's spreading happiness. That's the kingdom of heaven. A glorious mindset. A beautiful mindset. A positive mind is a magnet for miracles. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman who was carrying a jar full of meal. While she was walking on the road, still some distance from home, the handle of the jar broke and the meal emptied out behind her on the road. She did not realize it, and she had noticed no accident. When she reached her house, she set the jar down and found it empty. So it means not everyone can find the kingdom of heaven. They're searching in material possessions and they're just going to find it empty. The kingdom of heaven is from within. It's your eternal mind, your eternal soul. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain man who wanted to kill a powerful man in his own house. He drew his sword and stuck it into the wall in order to find out whether his hand could carry through. Then he slew the powerful man. So kingdom of the Father, pretty much the kingdom of your mind. So when you achieve something great is when you truly realise your own power of your mind. The disciples said to him, your brothers and your mother are standing outside. He said to them, those here who do the will of my Father and my brothers and my mother, it is they who will enter the kingdom of my Father. So those who do the will of the universe and Mother Earth, they're the ones that will really enter the kingdom of heaven. They find the connection to themselves and the connection to the universe and Mother Earth. They showed Jesus a gold coin and said to him, Caesar's men demand taxes from us. He said to them, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give God what belongs to God, and give me what is mine. So this being said, give the corrupt politicians, the leaders, what they want. Give them their tax. Give them their money that they think. Give them their bills that they charge you. Give God is what is God's. Give the church what is theirs. But give me what is mine. So do not give them what is yours. Some people over ask, especially religious people and religious leaders and political leaders. Jesus said, whoever does not hate his father and his mother as I do cannot become a disciple to me. And whoever does not love his father and his mother as I do cannot become a disciple to me. For my mother, but my true mother gave me life. His true mother gave him life. Mother Earth, matter, the fabrication that holds us together gave us life. That is our true mother. Our true father, the universe, living universe that still expands, holds the planets together. These two, mother and father, the yin and yang, the universe and matter is what creates life and supports it. Your true mother and father. It's what gave you life. It's what gave Christ his life. Jesus said, woe to the Pharisees, for they are like a dog sleeping in the manger of oxen, for neither does he eat nor does he let the oxen eat. So, the Pharisees were very corrupt. they would have the wealth in all their hands, but they wouldn't let anyone else touch it. They would have it all in their temples, but they could give it to the poor, but they wouldn't. They would be guarding it. They were selling lucky charms instead of medicine. Jesus was against that shit. He took the holy oil and gave it out to the people for free when they were trying to sell it for top dollar. No poor person could afford that. Jesus said, "Fortunate is the man who knows where the brigands will enter, so that he may get up, muster his domain, and arm himself before they invade." So he's saying is, lucky for that person. If you know someone's going to attack you or come out to do you harm, and if you realise this, you're lucky. You're able to set up your thing or leave. But people are always going to come off and try make you see their way of the world. So be prepared for them. They said to Jesus, "Come, let us pray today and let us fast." Jesus said, "What is the sin that I have committed, or wherein have I been defeated? But when the bridegroom leaves the bridal chamber, then let them fast and pray." So this being said, like a lot of people back then were fasting because they felt like they had to make a sin. They made a sin and all that sort of stuff. And Jesus saying, "I haven't sinned or nothing like this, like pray and fast. Do this by yourself, not for the glory of others." And when he mentions those who see the bridal chamber or the bridegroom after the couple got married, that's when the other people would go fast. So it was a ceremony event that they were doing. With that being said, it's also spiritual message here too that sort of mentions that it is also like us, that when we truly embrace the mother and the father, let us fast from this world, the material world, and embrace our spiritual world. Jesus said, "He who knows the father and the mother will be called the son of a harlot." Back in these times, during the persecutions, if you were saying that the female is Holy Spirit, they would mock you. Christianity has changed throughout the ages. So you're saying you were the son of the Mother Earth, they were mocking you because they were very spiritual people, the ancient Christians. Jesus said, "When you make the two one, you will become the sons of man. And when you say mountain, move away, it will move away." When you make the two in one, when you make your eternal mind, your eternal soul the one, when you realise they are the one, you become a son of man, son of man. When you connect the two in one, when you realise that you're son and daughter of this living universe, this living Mother Earth, you become a son of her, a son of the Father, son of the Mother. So we're all sons and daughters of the living universe. We're all sons and daughters of this Mother. Christ is within us all, achieving. So the Son of Man, the Son of this earth, is within you. Achieve it for yourself. And you'll be able to remove any obstacle in your life that you come across. Jesus said, "The kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 and looked for the one until he found it. When he had gone to so much trouble, he said to the sheep, 'I care for you more than 99. So all the other 99 people, just blindly following, the one that fought for himself is the one that's special. Jesus said, "He who will drink from my mouth and will become like me." So, he who will drink from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become he, and the things that are hidden will be revealed to him. So that being said, once you unlock it in the Christ consciousness, you become like Christ. And what remains hidden from you can be revealed to you through meditation. Jesus said, "The kingdom is like a man who had hidden a treasure in his field without knowing it. And after he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about the treasure. He inherited the field and sold it. And the one who bought it went ploughing and found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whoever he wished." So that being said, is this person wasn't able to see the treasure within himself. He wasn't able to see the treasure that was given to him by his father. He sold it. The Father didn't know about the treasure that was given to him by his Father. So he just merely passed it off to his Son. None of them looked from within and found their true treasure. Okay. Jesus said, whoever finds the world and becomes rich, let him renounce the world. So once you find out there's wealth the flesh can't touch, let you renounce the material world. Once you've found the true wealth, your inner wealth, your spiritual wealth. Jesus said, the heavens and the earth will be rolled up in your presence, and the one who lives from the living one will not see death. Does not Jesus say, whoever finds himself is superior to the world? So this being said, is when you truly discover yourself, you discover your eternal mind and eternal soul, you no longer fear death. Death is just another state of being. You do not see it. You do not fear it. You see it for what it really is. And you become superior to the material world. Jesus said, woe to the flesh that depends on the soul, woe to the soul that depends on the flesh. So woe to you if your soul, your eternal mind is depending on material wealth, depending on the body. If you're depending on this body and depending on material wealth to find your true happiness, you will never find happiness. You're always searching for money. You're always going to be searching for money. You will never find happiness. His disciples said to him, when will the kingdom come? Jesus said, it will not come by waiting for it. It will not be a matter of saying, here it is, or there it is. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it. So, simply by waiting for the kingdom of heaven's going to happen, simply saying, here it is, or there it isn't going to happen, you have to do the inner work to yourself. You have to do the work to put out, to make this world into a kingdom of heaven. Make your mindset a kingdom of heaven. Heaven and hell is a mindset. So you have to put out the work to truly achieve your happiness. Simon Peter said to him, let Mary leave us, for women are not worthy of the life. Jesus said, I myself shall lead her in order to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every woman who will make herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. So he's talking about the soul, the eternal mind. These people, Peter was very sexist, caught up in sex, thinking women couldn't be superior, all that sort of stuff. Jesus saying that she's an eternal mind, an eternal soul. The eternal mind and soul does not carry a gender. Simply following him, she would know this. So he was saying, if you simply follow me, you will be aware of this. This is why all the disciples had the wrong thing. Jesus loved Mary. Mary was his main disciple. This is why he defended her against other disciples. Why she led the Christian movement after Jesus' death. So this is the meaning of the Gospel of Thomas. One love everyone, I love you all. Connect to one, mind and soul. Namaste.